physics.
Yes.
And generators was one of the topics we did.
Are you still handy like that?
Not handy.
Okay.
It's
She
theory
liked
we're
a
talking
topic,
about.
generator
Theory.
in physics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's science. Chef Jeff is struggling not to get into this conversation. He said no. All right, here's how to be part of the Grapevine 981 that's talking about everything entertainment, adds the juice to it, makes it better, and just spills it out in a way that you can digest. And you can join us on WhatsApp. Use this number to send in your messages.
You can send us your WhatsApp messages 0809 4440981.
And of course, on YouTube, we're streaming live there. Just type Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You would find us on YouTube. We're streaming live so you can see our faces and see the beautiful Delphine. You see the beautiful Fola. And
yeah.
The gentleman.
Okay.
Gentleman.
You had to do it eventually.
Fola, leave that phone alone.
I'm not leaving.
It's just turning on its own. Fola's trying to stream on Instagram.
I thought he was trying to record a video, but
it's not working.
Yeah, no.
Just allow it fall. It's
it
fine.
has to work.
All right, let's start. So our usual Grapevine tradition, we encourage you to also send in messages on Twitter at Smooth981FM. Use that hashtag Grapevine981. The links to the songs are on the Twitter handle. All right, so just type Grapevine981 as a hashtag. You'll find those links there. Listen to the full song because what we're going to play on the show, there are snippets. Our guest is late. I don't waste time in announcing that. But he's going to be here and we'll talk to him. We'll ask him all the questions we have. Send in those questions to WhatsApp. His name is Chike, but before we get to his song, let's listen to this one from Madonna. She has a new track out. She titled this one, Crave. No. I know he's coming. Huh? Huh? No way. Don't say that. Open the door. Studio, mics are up. Chef Jeff.
This is this is no surprise that Madonna at the age of 60 is still putting things out there because she's always tried to stay relevant some way somehow. I don't know whether she still shares title for Believe as a hit with this song in particular, but at the same time, if you didn't know this was Madonna, you'd be thinking that this is Rita Ora or something because it's a different sound that you're getting from her here, and this is from her that's her 9th album that she's put out now. Oh no, 14th album actually.
Wow.
So she had been putting a lot of work, but the thing is that it's a lazy video. It's like the easiest video to do on the planet. She has 2 poses in this video, and then that is it from A to Z. The rapper is not there, so it's like, what that money was who pocketed it?
I know.
Seriously.
I was hoping to see Sway Lee somewhere, but he didn't show.
The only things that move are her eyelids.
No, come on.
And that's very big.
And then,
come on.
And then the shots, not shots, it's true.
Come on.
The shots from above, the shots mid
that's
chest,
it.
and that's it.
They're just
I
2
think
shots.
it has
Okay.
something
Go
to
up
do
and
with
down
the
to
lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
And I didn't get it. I was not craving anything.
Here's the part where Sway Lee comes in. But we don't see him anyway.
We don't see him anywhere. We just see an eyelid go up once in a while and then come down
eyelid.
once it remembers to go down, and that's it, really.
Delphine,
So-
did you see anything beyond the eyelid?
No, come on. He said a few poses, yes, but not just eyelids.
They're just 2 poses.
Well, but I kind of like the video. I like that it's stripped down. It's just her. I feel like it goes with what she's saying. The song. She's talking about loneliness, and that's the idea.
I felt like I was being a dosey watching the whole of this video.
What? Yes.
So it's very laid back. I like that she's trying a new thing. Basically, this is not the Madonna that we're used to. That we know. So this I like it. I like that she's uncovering layers. Apparently, she moved to a new city. She doesn't know anyone. She's been there for a while. She's in Lisbon, and I mean that's the inspiration behind the song.
Yeah. And she's lonely there.
Basically.
Would you want to go join her?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I don't know.
Exactly. Like what?
But Fola,
Honestly, I totally disagree with Chef. Jeff, because
You have
Can
to
I
say-
didn't
you have to
forget.
show them again.
She had to
Wow.
swallow.
No, I saw
What
it. I
show
did
am I
forget. I did not forget your name. Trust me. Okay, so the thing is, I disagree because I think that, I mean, it's Madonna. She doesn't need to do extra anymore. She has already made her point. She has nothing left to prove. And it's a good song. It basically just expresses where she is at the moment. And we don't need to see any drama anymore. Just give us the music. And I like minimal, I like the minimalist look of the video. I like that there's really nothing much going on, but it doesn't make it boring. It just makes it
It
you know,
was boring.
hey God.
Now Nasabio.
It was boring. To be honest.
You know what?
I,
Like,
I turned away from the screen after the first 10 seconds. I was like, let me
And it
just
was the
listen
same
to the
thing.
sound.
You didn't
To
miss
me, it could have done better as a lyric video. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but remember, Madonna has always been the one that's been pushing herself in your face about all the yoga and whatnot for how long now. So that energy thing was not us driving her to do that. She was the one spearheading that. So I just felt, I don't know. If we're to go by the value of the song, it's a nice song, and she has writing and production credits on this as well, which is also something very good to
But
say.
I
The
would say
video-
one thing though, her body at 60 years old,
What?
Madonna,
She's just there making all of us look
Like,
bad.
banging.
not your mate. All right, the next song we would listen to is Friend Zone by Chike. We encourage you to send us your messages on WhatsApp. Let us know what you think of these songs. All right, send it to WhatsApp 0809 444 0981. The next song is titled Friend Zone by Chike.
So I just want to tell y'all something.
Yeah.
This song is not a video. They just did that thing to make you busy. It's audio.
It's
It
fine.
actually does say
Okay.
audio. You are listening to Crave.
It's
so
okay.
it was
Oh,
just
really?
So it's not like
So it's
the
not the
video.
official.
We have
Oh.
shabashed it. It's okay.
They have bashed it.
The real we're finding this actually.
Let's go. So this is the same Chike Ezekbiazo Osebuka. I hope I pronounced your name well.
Yeah, please, I beg.
As in,
Okay, so let me go
Don't try
by the
again, I
usual,
beg.
popularly known as Chike.
With an E or with the AY? I would feel like we should clarify because we've got two of them in the field.
CHIKE.
oh really?
Yeah.
Chike.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know
talked
the
about
second
both
one.
He's
before.
a singer and songwriter known of after he actually came up from the Project Fame as one of the participants.
The
Yes.
voice.
Sorry, The Voice and Project Fame, of course. No. Both.
Same thing.
A reality show. Say a music reality show. One of those.
Yeah.
His own Chike.
One of
You
those.
shall know the person.
Yeah.
We shall know.
Okay, but what do you think of the song though?
I'm
Friends
I'm a Chike fan. Like,
Ah.
let me just confess.
Wow.
Like, I saw his audition at The Voice and I fell in love.
Okay.
And then I heard one of his singles, Beautiful People, and that just blew my mind. Like, that song is so fresh. And then to hear this from him now, like I'm not even
You're
I'm
not
not
hating
exactly.
at
I'm
all.
not surprised that it's a good song because I think he's a real artist,
Mm.
like singer-songwriter. So
So from glasses to glasses, what's the real reason why you really like him or you're into
That's
him?
very
which one is
glassist.
glasses to glasses.
That's very glassist.
That's glasses.
very glasses.
Exactly.
That's glassist.
No. I think he's a real artist. I like his music. I like that his sound is different. He's not trying to do
Different?
yeah, I think his sound is a bit different.
Chef Jeff though, let me
I get where she's coming from with the word different. I think maybe in the sense that he's always stayed in his own zone for all of the years that
Yeah.
he's been doing this. So he's not gone with the masses of giving you Shayo and
Mhm,
Zanku up and down, that
exactly.
kind of thing. For me, when I heard this, I was like, okay, it has a kind of like a Fumbi kind of beat to it as well in the line. I'm doing a lot of comparisons today.
Yes.
But what I really love as well is the background vocal arrangements. Like, it's really layered in a beautiful artistic way that you have to give a lot of credit for. And you're like, that's the Chike I know. That's the one that I relate with. So I think it's a good song. I like the lyrics. There comes a point where it kind of starts to feel a bit too long, depending on what mood you're in. But otherwise, it's feel-good music. It's smooth.
It is smooth.
Very
It's our
smooth.
style. Fola, 30 seconds. Your thoughts on
Okay,
this?
so I'm definitely going to give credit to the songwriting. The writing is really good, but I think it's high time we stop saying, or giving credit to everybody who doesn't do the regular pop urban. Now we have a lot of people doing that, so there's nothing different about it anymore. you know. But it's a good song. The writing for me, is very top notch. Interestingly, I heard the acoustic version of the
this
song
song
that he
before.
did, and I think
Okay.
it's better.
Oh, interesting.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see
I
that.
find it curious that Chef Jeff is agreeing with somebody very well today. You,
He's in a good
Delphinator,
mood.
he
Really?
doesn't usually agree with people.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's interesting.
one. Two, I know why he agreed with you because, of course, he had to go in depth in the analysis. But I thought it sounded like Adekunle Gold, a lot like Adekunle Gold.
And maybe
The style.
Yeah, the style.
mm.
Definitely.
See why I said it's not different?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that you say, I hear it.
Thank you. Food for thought. Let's take a break. You don't have to agree with me though. This is Smooth 98.1. You're listening to the Grapevine, and it's brought to you by Verve. What was the next song?
Ever been on your way to an event you considered
We did. We mentioned at the beginning.
Again.
Okay.
that you begin
Sorry.
to ask yourself,
No problem.
Okay.
Thank
what am I
you.
looking for? Life can be stressful sometimes. Stuff is
We'll get into the stories now.
Okay.
Sometimes it's not
Do
even
I really
necessarily
care about
that
Runtown
It
coming
may
back?
just be that
Like-
you are tired.
Don't be a hater.
'cause he sounds
Come
the same.
on.
Like all his
you
songs
can
are
gloss
the
over
same.
so many things in the script.
Maybe he will have like one good song and
Even if it's just a tiny thing, you just want to scream, "No, I can't. I just can't anymore."
this is
In
there'll
that
be
moment,
spells
you
of
lose your thunder.
some bit.
You feel like it's the end.
That
You
there'll
can't push
be-
further.
There'll be
It
spells,
happens to
yeah. I
even
don't know
the
about these
best
other
of
two
us.
guys.
The thing is, if we give up all those
Just
times,
excited for
what
Pato
will our
Ranking's new
story be?
release.
Have you guys seen that video where they stripped down the instrumentals on Pato Ranking and Davido's song?
No.
It was just
I saw it and it was.
I
I
almost
think that
died.
video. At first, I wanted to hate on
The
the video,
lyrics.
but after a while, I was like, "This thing makes sense, though." What did I think? You know, the guy was doing a voiceover under the song. What was the name
I don't
of
know
that
the name
Philly
of the
The title
song.
is kind of
Davido and
useless.
Pato Ranking,
Yeah.
it is terrible.
You know.
As in, without the beat, the
money,
song
oh,
is
that's the song.
nothing.
There's money. That's
I almost died. I was like, what?
But what they were not saying, it was
It
sounded
was
like Davido's
dumb.
voice.
You know that whole
Yeah.
croaky thing? Ah, no, it was
No,
such a...
Davido's voice.
You need to
without
see
his
that part of
voice,
the
no.
video.
It
The
was
guy
bad.
It's not it. It's not it. But
Even when he's talking, his voice is voice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still scarred by that time that they made him freestyle on.
Oh, let's not talk
Get
about
to
that.
money.
Is it whiskey?
I was watching and I was getting embarrassed. Like it was like I was embarrassed.
that was-
Like, just
why
say
can't
no.
he just
embarrassed when he
decline?
got trended.
Say
Like,
no.
No, but why can't you
Just
say no?
say
He trended for the wrong reasons. He didn't
Just
trend
say
like it
no.
was dope.
It's still going to
And then people like Lord Sky and Co jumped on it, made a nice
Me.
beat.
Even with a nice beat, we don't like it.
Oh gosh.
It's
So
bad.
next thing you know, they're gonna use you and go and do There Is God Who Has a Track.
Oh,
Seriously.
so fun in the streets.
Valentine, you are sure our guest will come.
This
I'm
person
not
is
sure.
not
It's
coming
so
again.
late.
It's late
It's
already.
later than present. Later than coming. This one is still talking about National Assembly. Wait. Hey, definite. Oh, your fans are sending messages.
Hey, hi.
Okay, friend zone. Start with the bar. Okay.
The rewarding way to make payments. Hi, this is Brian. Music
Studio.
to me is everything. It's that little moment when you're sad.
Mics,
It's that beautiful
up.
moment when you smile.
And we are back. Like the Delphinator. She's live in the studio, by the way.
Hey.
Hello. And Chef Jeff 3000.
I love you 3000.
Nice one.
Nice. All right, so guys, join us on YouTube. We're streaming live so you can see our faces in the studio and leave a comment with the live chat option there. The plugin is Smooth 98.1. A message here on WhatsApp. This one is from Tolu.
Tolu says, "Hey, Delphinator, I see you. You're fan forever."
Aww.
I can't imagine that was the voice they used. Hey, Delphine. Show me though. Yeah.
Says the Madonna track wasn't bad at all. I haven't seen the video, but the audio is cool. Lyrics, not bad.
All right. So confession here. We saw a video of Madonna's song.
Yeah.
And we just quickly criticize this because
Like crazy. Only to be told.
That's not an official
not the
video.
that's not the official
Official
video. So we saw official though, and we saw a video. So
So we went with that.
when you release a video, let us know. So if you want to actually send a song or a track for us to analyze and review on the Grapevine 981, feel free to send it to breakfast@smooth981.fm. Breakfast@smooth981.fm, so we can review the song. If it's good enough, you would hear it on this show. All right, and we usually tweet 24 hours before the show the link to the track, so people can review before the show airs. Shenwido sent in a message, says, okay, if you're taking this one, Ziggy sent in this one, says, good morning, guys, ladies, gentlemen, here. in Madonna, or the Madonna song, the song is smooth and sweet. Chef Jeff, she's 60. You want her to do her usual calisthenics activity.
She's the one that wants to do it.
But you never can tell. She could. We do not know the physical condition she is in. She is in before music video turned to ER. She says she gets unlimited passes because on Chike's song, this is a nice music, smooth, nothing different from about it though. But to be honest, there isn't a lot of difference left anymore. You are most likely to sound like somebody else. What I look for now is a signature. I guess he will find this because he is good. And
Good one, Ziggy. Good one.
And Tolu comes back to say, smoother from bringing in the Delphine on this show, definitely making you smoother.
Wow.
I like it.
My brain is about to explode.
Don't worry. That headphone will put it together. Adewale Ogumba Dejo sent in this one.
Come on, guys, let's give it to Madonna. Like the lady in the studio said, she has nothing to prove anymore. My name is Fola, not the lady in the studio.
Yes. Fola, my name is Jeff.
I know your name, boo. If I can still recall, she has done the second most expensive video in the world after Michael Jackson's Thriller. She is a brand that needs little or no craving for attention before she gets one.
That would actually be Janet Jackson, by the way. The most expensive videos in the world.
Okay. All right. So
Madonna's still great.
you guys are going to go at it now. Now, two EPs, or one EP and one album to expect. Runtown is back with a new EP. It's called Tradition. It's Afrobeat and Afropop meshed together. Date of release is pegged at May 31st, so 2019. So expect that by the weekend or possibly the beginning of next week. Now, producers Del B, Spells, El Puto, and Ransom Beats are all on that track, on that EP. It's a 6-track EP. And Patoranking is also joining those who are releasing new albums in this season. It's called Wilma. It's out this Friday. It's just the mesh of Afrobeat, Afrofusion, and all that. Date of release is for May 24th, this Friday. Producers include DJ Kublon, produced track 2, 4, and 7, and Mark Hamera, produced tracks 1 and 12, and DJ Buddha, produces track 13. Mix Master Garzi produces tracks 6 and 10. So you pretty much have an idea of number of tracks, actually 12 tracks in total. The features include Davido, Busiswa, Doneo, Daju, Nyashinsky.
I don't know what kind of name that is, but
I do not know. I just tried my best, and thank you. He said he put his heart into this album, so we can't wait to listen.
I'm excited at some of the features, really, because from Grapevine, we hear that some of these artists are people, some other artists across the continent, and a lot of them are pretty good. Patoranking, he's someone who puts a lot of thought into his work. Although the last single he released, the one we reviewed that video, could have been better because I think I sense a change in the sound. But if he sticks to what we really know him for, which is Afro dancehall, then I think this is going to be good. I know this album is named after his daughter.
Yes.
So I'm excited to see the writing, to hear what he writes, in the song.
All right, let's start our gist. So the first one is the one that we saw the video over the weekend. Somebody shatawaled on stage.
Well played. Well played.
Good.
Well
It was-
played. MVP
was-
award to you.
I mean, it was in Ghana, right? A major music award show. It even was featured on some of the international music blogs, or rather news blogs. A major music show, award show in Ghana. One of the two of the country's biggest artists, Shatta Wale and Stonebwoy, were both nominated in the same category, Dancehall Reggae Artist of the Year. But unfortunately for Stonebwoy, he got the award. And Oga Shatta decided to go with his
He
entourage
pulled a Kanye.
on stage. But he didn't get too close to the trophy though. And then he said he went on stage with his whole crew to go and congratulate
Really?
Stonebwoy.
Because
Wow.
he's a family member.
Mhm.
I mean, because he's according to him, he just he wants to congratulate his brother. But we know on social media what happens, and is social media a direct reflect, or rather, can the same attitude you portray on social media be interpreted as the way you behave in real life? That is the question that's borderline, for me on this story. But that's what he explained. Stonebwoy himself says, we know how preemptive some people can be. So, which was his explanation for carrying a gun on
Wow.
stage.
Wow.
By the way, long and short of the story is, Stonebwoy got the award. Shatta Wale took the stage with his crowd. And there was
Stonebwoy got
a gun
arrested.
pull. Stonebwoy left with not only his award, but with
Handcuffs.
cuffs to go with it. So you
Wow.
can grab the
Extra
award.
prize.
But guys,
I just feel this is something that it's a big deal. You hop on stage and there's a gun somewhere that's involved. If that thing goes off by accident, somebody actually really gets shot, something, I don't know. I just feel like, unfortunately, something like this should be heavily punished. But unfortunately, it's not going, so it's just going to get thrown under the carpet. Because, it's not a joke.
but we know in Ghana, guns are supposed to be, are meant to be registered and licensed for specific use, like personal protection, which he said is one of the reasons why he carried it. But then again, he left in cuffs, so he wasn't meant to bring it in.
No, but like, how do you take a gun to the stage though? Like, I don't understand. You want to shoot the people?
You have to come strapped.
Like,
You
Prepare.
leave it in the
What
car.
is it?
just in case.
You leave it in the car if you're going to be that much,
Wow.
The
in a
thing with
rage kind of
Africans,
thing
we're
or
always
what.
trying to be more gangster than the gangsters.
No. I bet to disagree.
Why?
We're more. I have no comments.
Like what?
But my real question is, doesn't he have a bodyguard? What's their job?
Maybe he's budgeting.
I think
Right.
it speaks really. I think it speaks to the security and the planning at award shows. And this is
Exactly.
also an indictment because even for us in Nigeria, when we have these award shows, we have too many people on stage.
Yes. Besides that, we give too much free pass to people that we term celebrities and do not search them.
Yeah.
Because ordinarily, if you go for events, you see security operatives around and they
Mhm.
scan the life out of you.
Yes.
Who's an ordinary person
Yes.
stepping into that venue. So imagine how celebrities will come in and they'll just let them pass easily.
Yeah.
It happens not just at events, major places, public places. So that casts the question on that incident as well and how he was able to go through with that.
There should be rules. How many people? What's the minimum number of people that can come up? If you're coming to celebrate, stay on your seat, and when the person comes, you hug them. You don't have to go up with your entire family.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess we're done with that story. We're not interested.
Moving swiftly on.
Somebody
Moving on.
sent in a message earlier and said, somebody should have carried a catapult in.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Well, let's take a
Slingshot.
break. Lagos, you're listening to the Grapevine 91 is brought to you by Verve.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Shay.
And yes,
You are listening to Smooth 98.1. Give me love.
Right. Wow. After elaborate
Just
email,
And that
You
is
should
it.
stop lying.
email that states time, address, what? Exactly.
I did.
What is it, high?
No,
Probably.
no, it's low. Wow.
At least that's a better
He's trying
response
in his
than he's
career.
stuck on terminal.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
the rewarding way to make payments.
Simple rules, but
for driving safely around Lagos. Did you know that the Highway Code has rules about informative signs? The stop sign is a prohibitive sign,
Surprised.
and it
They will
means
do one
that
of
you
those
must come
award
to a
shows.
complete
You have the
stop
headies now. All
before
these
entering.
idiot rapper boys, they decided to become come strapped.
Simple
So there,
rules for driving
we're back
safely
in.
around
Max, you're up.
Lagos.
You're tuned in and listening to Smooth 98.1. As a part of Smooth Breakfast, we're bringing you the Grapevine, and it's sponsored by Verve, that's InterSwitch. In the meantime, we're having this conversation around, or we were having this conversation before the break around the Ghana Music Awards, and we had the episode that happened on stage that you all saw the video for. If you haven't seen it, well, check on Instagram, and you'd search out Shatawale, search out Stoneboy, and maybe hashtag Ghana Music Awards, and you'd see the episode as it ensued. But the president, Nana Akufo-Addo in Ghana, had initially talked about the awards as a great thing, and the whole trend and the whole attention that the awards got, how it trended on the internet, was a testament to how the amazing creative industry, art industry in the country. And I wish that could still be said about Nigeria, really, because a lot of attention is being placed on the creative industry this year, especially with the budgets and amounts that have been allocated to the, with the loans and everything that CBN is given. And this is me just digressing, because I'm thinking deeply about the creative industry and how we can make it better and remove all the animosity. Last week we spoke about Burna Boy leaving social media and saying he's given that role or the responsibility to his management, just to get himself away from negativity and all that.
It's a wise thing to do.
Well, I wish these guys could do the same too. Let's talk about Naira Marley. So Naira Marley is still in police custody, and he was arraigned in court yesterday. Videos were out, pictures were released. There was a little rumor at some point in the afternoon, people saying, oh, he's been released on bail. That was a rumor, that was not true. But then we saw the whole episode as it ensued. Now, leading up to this, you all know that 2 weeks ago, from Simi to Rugged Man to Tunde Eno, to a lot of people have been talking about, having divergent views about internet fraud and people's opinions about that. Right now, it's interesting to see how conversation has turned from, oh, we abhor internet fraud. More people are now, protesting, even marching to EFCC and calling for the release of Naira Marley. But what's happening right now is that they have sat on the case, they've conducted a hearing. There was a lot of pressure by the prosecutors to arraign Naira Marley and fast-track the trial process. But the judge said, he was quoted as saying that they shouldn't pressure him, they should just allow him time to sit on the case, that the trial date has been set for Thursday, May 30. What are your thoughts on this whole episode, guys?
I think it goes back to what you were saying about how celebrities are being treated differently. The reason why talks have changed is because he's a celebrity. I feel like these celebrities feel like they have to stand by their own, and that's why there's this whole pray for Naira Marley thing going on, and that's really the truth. That's what's going on.
So you're in support of him?
No, of course not.
No, okay.
I'm just saying that's why people have changed their
literally
about it, because
okay, so is it because people, okay, no, because I understand where you're coming from. Some people are saying that if politicians could get this same swift reaction from the AFCC, they would understand that this seems to be a victimization in process. But do you agree?
You know what? This case is very specific. Like, the account numbers are right in front of us here. The bank card, clinical. So whatever the case may be, if justice is being done, and is being done speedily, then that's what we should be saying. Okay, kudos to the body that's in charge of this, that's doing this. Let's get the case sorted out. It's and then take it from there. Yes, there is a level of, okay, it could seem targeted, but at the same time, are they doing the right thing in terms of this being on good speed?
Yeah.
If they are, what are we talking about?
Why not?
They said they found a laptop on him. Fola, we were having this conversation earlier.
Oh yes, they said there was a laptop that was found on him, and they found evidence on the laptop. But his management put out a statement to say that the laptop was borrowed. That when he came to Nigeria, he didn't have a laptop, and he borrowed that one, so the laptop doesn't belong to him.
Right.
Yeah. I think that honestly, if we look at the way the justice system works in Nigeria, it does look like, okay, why are they fast tracking this one? But it's a good thing in a way, okay, because it shows that, okay, so justice can be done. We can
Yeah.
fast track cases. And if Naira Marley knows what's good for him, he should be happy they're not dragging him for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Because it will derail his career. So whatever it is, get it over with and get it done.
And then it also, gives or sheds so much more attention on what we put out on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Just a year ago, barely a year ago, it would have been easier for someone to get away with this kind of things. I know people who have said worse, so which could explain the reason why people are just reacting, or rather saying, writing things to question EFCC's swiftness or swift action towards this now, and saying what changed, where we didn't get a memo to know that, we should actually temper our words or our statements. But I think it's time to just be conscious.
I think the grievance really for people, because I've been reading the thread yesterday, the ones who were trending the hashtag Free Naira Marley, and the grievance basically has been that, it's because Naira Marley is not a politician. If he was a politician, politicians have been indicted for worse crimes, and they haven't been charged to court that quickly. And that's why is everything really moving so fast? Maybe someone is behind it. Maybe there's been a lot of things. Even the person who was arrested with Zlatan, who was released, did some kind of, I don't know what to call it, maybe a diss track or some. Anyway, he recorded something, and he was insinuating that some people are behind. It's targeted and all that.
But the difference is the FCC said they didn't find any evidence on Zlatan. The only evidence they found that was very compelling was on Naira Marley, whose real name, by the way, is Afiz Fashola. Afiz Adesina. Aziz, rather. Where's I get Afiz from? So we got a message here on Twitter. The hashtag is Grapevine91. Lekki247 says, you guys remember Eminem, Olamide, Don Jazzy, 50 Cent, DMW? Well, when they take awards, it's good to stay strapped when they're on stage.
Really?
Wow.
Now,
see what I'm saying?
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
Interesting. And Chike sent us a message on Twitter. That's official Chike on Twitter. He was meant to be here, but he said, and I'll read this, says, thank you, Smooth FM, with 2 heart emojis. He says, I sincerely apologize for not being in the studio. Apology accepted? Chef Jeff?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. Guys are nice. Wow. We have more messages on WhatsApp.
All right. Ubomachi Dozier says, I disagree. The judge pleaded for more time in order to prosecute the case because the judge doesn't prosecute. Chidozie. Anyway, he says that because personally knowing the FCC and them framing people up in the past, I'm sure I'm not in support of Naira Marley, but we should allow the court to do their work.
All right, all messages here. This one, please add your names to your messages so we can take them. This is from no name again. Skip. Ziggy says, excited about the Runtown and Patoranking projects, eager to see the direction or hear the sound of the EP, especially on Shatawale. Just the usual shatter behavior, keeping the Ghana entertainment industry interesting. Ghanaians always doing funny stuff. No, don't say that. Come on. And thankfully, nobody was hurt. On Naira, it's a very unfortunate thing. It's one thing to do a stupid thing. It's another to be braggadocious about it. And then it's an entirely different thing to get caught so easily. He's getting all that is due to him, unfortunately for him. On EFCC, if they're doing the right thing, they should carry on. Big fish, small fish, all not crime.
Right.
There you go.
I like that.
Big T says African musicians are getting more gangster. Naira Marley in court, Stoneboy in gun trouble in Ghana, etc. They need to stop leaving their music in court. Now your real name, you go answer.
Straight up. Straight up.
Final one. Who's gonna answer the call when the Queen beckons? Now, if you're looking to, expand your career choices and maybe delve into social media management, this could be for you. There's a job that's up for grabs. Do not call me. Contact the royal family because
You can tweet at them if you like.
the amounts that they've put now. Queen Elizabeth, the very own Queen Elizabeth, is looking to hire a social media manager at a salary of equivalent of 13.68 million naira per year, though, annually. So. Mathematicians, please do the math very quickly.
Not a lot.
It's actually not a lot if you think about it.
13 million a year.
See,
Senators earn that in a month.
when I first saw this figure, I was very excited, and then when I saw per year, I was like,
Well.
yes. But I mean, working with the Queen has its perks. So
It's a fun job, I'd say. But at the same time, I feel like they're trying to show her as being modern and whatnot, and I think that they just shouldn't put too much pressure on her, because she's an old woman. You're hoping that she lives a few more years and whatnot, but she's done her time. She's been there. She's still there right now. So there's no need to really drive things too forward when it comes to her as a personality. You can focus on the younger people if you want to, but let the old lady be.
Eligibility, career.
But I'm still ready for the job. So,
see, I was going to pass you now. Pass it to the Delphinator. Delphinator, are you listening?
Yeah.
So you're eligible if you have you're educated to a degree level with previous experience in managing websites. Pass.
Managing website.
Another one, experience of creating and publishing digital and social media content.
Hello.
Hi. Another one, innovative with creative flair.
This sounds like
I
my
get it.
job.
You want to give her the job. You understand?
Like, it just sounds like what
seriously,
I
why are
already
we
do.
talking about the job? Just tell her that she has the job. That's the end of the
But
story.
you know, if I'm the recruitment officer,
Yes, that's what
you're
it
just
looks
looking
like
at
right
me
now.
now. You're looking at me like when you now see me on TV.
I said I wanted the job. You want to give it to her. What more would
I'm
I do but
asking
hate
if you
you?
qualify. Chef Jeff, do you?
Anyway,
it
that's another discussion.
comes down to 1.1 million a month. That's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I
With all the
assume
other perks that
Valentine,
come with
I
it.
knew it. At the beginning of this year, my pastor told me that I will be a royal.
Well done.
A royal.
I will be connected to the royal
Right.
family in some way.
Mm.
I knew it.
Preach.
Shut up, Wale royal family.
I was just going to see. Well, she's been listening to this. It's not Adele. It's Sia. You've been listening to Sia a lot. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But guys, plug out, please.
Hey guys, it's been good hanging out with you guys again this week. It's the Delphinator here. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube. That's where I hang out the most. So
At the Delphinator.
at the Delphinator.
So THE before.
DELPHINETOR.
Chef Jeff.
Find me at Chef Jeff 3000 Twitter and Instagram. I know that we are all I love you 3000 and dealing with the loss of another Stark, but
Are you signing a petition?
I'm still here on the Smooth Breakfast. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Favored Woman.
And follow Loose Convos, Loose TV, Loose Audio, all loose on Instagram. My name is Valentine. At the top of the hour, we bring you one of the stories earlier treated inside of Freshly Pressed 981 for us to talk about it. That's for Lagos Talks 981. The Grapevine 981 was brought to you by Verve.
On the Smooth Breakfast Show.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.